Good morning, everybody. How's everyone feeling this morning? Uh-oh, 20 seconds.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
You're right over there?
Yes.
Carla Marie has had a morning.
I'm frazzled, but I'm good. I'm here.
But it's
Thriving.
almost like if, hypothetically, you don't fully pack all of your stuff for a trip until the morning that you're supposed to leave.
I needed my toothbrush. How am I supposed?
You don't have a travel toothbrush?
Yeah, but I need my electric toothbrush. I care about these
Yeah.
pearly whites.
Okay.
So I needed to pack my toiletry bag, and then I realized that if I packed my makeup, it was ready to go, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I have to do my makeup. Normally I do it when we get here in the morning, and that kind of set me into a tizzy. And then I picked up my luggage, and it was what was telling me it was overweight. So then I started panicking. So I started taking things out. Then I had to call my niece, and I'm like, if this thing lights up red, does that normally mean it's
What do you
overweight?
mean? Lights up
It's
red.
on the luggage. It's got a little indicator.
Oh,
And she's like,
that's fancy.
I know. It normally means it's close. And I was like, ugh. So I was unpacking, then repacking. Then I found my weight scale. It was all the things. And then Caroline was missing because she was locked in a room. So I found her.
So we started the morning off on a great foot, is what Carla Marie is
I wouldn't
saying.
call it that, but we are here.
Yeah.
And we are ready to do it.
We're here, we're queer, and what's the end of that? Isn't there like
Scotty's our resident
you know,
gay.
other people can know that too.
I know, but
But on a serious note, everyone woke up to the news of the bridge collapsing. Well, I can't even really call it collapsing. The bridge in Baltimore being taken down by a cargo ship. And I know they have already said they've recovered some people who were on the bridge.
recovered in what?
2 were actually in stable condition. I think 1 is in serious condition, but in the hospital. I haven't seen.
Originally, it was 20 people were missing, but they're
Okay.
changing the number. So our friends, Jess and Kramer, host a morning show in Baltimore.
Yeah.
If this is something that you truly do want to follow,
Yeah.
I highly recommend, we say this all the time, finding local radio and TV stations to follow on social media.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch them live or anything. Jess and Kramer, it's literally Jess and Kramer with a K on Instagram. And Jess has been posting a bunch. That's the first thing I did was to make sure they were okay. And then I watched her whole video and I just checked in with her because I was like, I know these days suck,
Yeah.
but your city
It's-
needs you more now than ever.
And it is a wild video on social. You can find it anywhere. Everyone's
It's
posting
insane
it.
how just like simple it seems.
To
like
snap?
yeah.
Well, there's a couple people that are commenting on Twitter. They're like, I don't understand how the bridge went down that easy. It's like, it's not that easy. That is a boat that's almost, I think it was 200
We also
tons.
don't know how, you can't tell how fast it was going in that video. Of course it's going slow, but you can't actually tell the speed of it.
I mean, I'm sure someone's posted what the average there, because there are regulations when you're in a harbor. So I'm sure there's a range that people can assume the boat is in. I'm sure that there are other captains that have taken that same route.
What does that bridge connect?
That's a great question.
I've gone over that bridge.
Does it go over the bay? No, because there's a tunnel under there. Give me the name of the bridge again.
Francis Scott Key. Didn't he write a Star Spangled Banner? What did he do?
Hold on. Let's see.
How does the Wikipedia? I can't.
So what does it connect here? Originally known as the Outer Harp.
Spanning the lower Patapsco River and outer Baltimore Harbor.
Man, it is crazy though. I mean, if you have not watched the video yet, do that because you should see what happened, obviously. And yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast Wikipedia is updated. The center span of the bridge was destroyed on March 26, 2024, when a container ship crashed into one of its support pillars, leading to a complete failure of the bridge's center span.
Like of all the...
And obviously, I mean, the most immediate thing is you hope that the smallest amount of people are affected physically, right? But once that's all cleared up, once we get final numbers on that, because we don't know what that is yet, the havoc that is going to cause in terms of travel around that area, because it's not like you could just snap your fingers and put a bridge up.
No, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So something similar happened way before our time here in the Washington area. Not similar in the terms of a cargo ship, but a bridge just collapsed.
Okay.
And it took, from what I remember, but it was like rush hour. There were so many cars on it. Like it's one of those things that happened. Remember our friend Derek was telling us as we were driving over a bridge here when we first moved here?
Let's see.
Seattle Bride.
Oh, oops. Okay, continue though.
But it's something that does take a very long time because there's the removal, then there's the planning, then there's the, the permits, all of it. It was Tacoma Narrows, I believe. It just collapsed.
Huh. I don't remember this at all. That's crazy.
It was the 40s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be years. Although, look at what that happened in Philly. That thing is fixed already.
Yeah, that was a little different. That was more of an overpass than a bridge, so it's a little simpler to do that. But if you know anyone in the area, we are wishing, or if you are obviously in the area as well, hopefully everyone you know is safe and sound.
Can you go to the chat? I have a feeling we're not actually live.
Yeah, no, we are live. We are very much live. People are responding. Because someone said it was the Gig Harbor Bridge that collapsed.
Where do you see that?
In the chat. On the screen.
Where? I don't see that.
Hold on.
What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
How did you see that, but I didn't see it, and now you're opening it?
Because it was on the pink part of the screen. There we go. Pop out and chat. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
It was the Gig Harbor Bridge, a.k.a. Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
Okay, so that is the same bridge.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. As a kid, I used to have an irrational fear of bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would freak out when we'd go over any bridge. And to get from North Arlington to, like, literally anywhere, you have to go over a bridge. They're little ones.
That bridge is like
so
14
little.
feet, yeah.
I would be like screaming in the car because it's like, it makes the noise when you hit the grates.
Yeah.
Screaming.
I remember actually the only time I went down to Baltimore, I was driving on whatever the name of that bridge at the bottom of New Jersey is. Like right past Cape May. I think it connects. I don't know. I actually have no idea what it connects, but it's a very long bridge. And I was driving down there with my friend Drew, and I don't really have a fear of bridges. I mean, obviously, I think everyone that drives through a bridge or a tunnel at some point on that trip, you're like, well, this could go badly. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a real fear of it. I didn't realize that my friend Drew had a fear of bridges, and it's a long bridge. And you could tell he was kind of panicking the whole time we were on it. You know, when you have like a talkative, fun friend and they like turn off, that's kind of what happened to Drew.
Yeah. Obviously I'm not trying to joke about it.
No.
But the bridge that we go over like on Aurora here, so we see both mountain ranges.
Yeah.
That's so high up it's so narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like, there's no way you survive this.
I do remember the bridge in Minnesota. Because that was like when I was in college, I believe. So like early 2000s. There was a bridge collapse. And that's actually when that bridge collapsed. And again, I don't like saying that the bridge in Baltimore collapsed. It was taken down.
Yeah.
because it wasn't like an infrastructure failing. Nothing was going to hold that bridge up with the weight of that ship hitting it. But when that Minnesota bridge went down, it was because it was failed infrastructure. And then they did a check of basically all the bridges in America, and 2 of them in New Jersey closed down, the Pulaski Skyway.
Yep, which I used to take every morning to work.
Someone realized right after the Minnesota bridge collapsed, maybe it was a journalist, but there hadn't been any real maintenance done to the Pulaski Skyway, which connects Jersey City to kind of like over some rivers and swampland in New Jersey.
My house.
Yeah. Like it was built, I think, 75 years ago, and no one had really done maintenance on it. And they just kind of left it there. And it's old.
That process of shutting down that bridge and building a new one, 8 years.
Yeah.
It just opened. I don't even know how to navigate it anymore. It's
Vicky said, I hate being in traffic on the George Washington Bridge because you can feel it moving up and down. That is the craziest part. We were actually on the bridge that Carla Marie mentioned here, the one that the Aurora Bridge. And we were stuck in traffic on Sunday, and a gigantic tractor trailer went by us on the left, and you literally bounced. It's wild because we were in a lane that was trying to get off, and that was
I don't think
slow.
I'm good.
And the rest of the lanes were going pretty quickly. That was kind of crazy.
I don't think I need to do the bridges anymore.
Kendi said my aunt used to drive on that bridge every morning on her commute, but got a gut feeling and changed her route.
Shut up. Wait,
That's the
one
Minnesota one?
yesterday?
No, the Minnesota one is what Kendi's talking about, I believe. Because that's what she brought up earlier. They also recently redid the Goethals Bridge. That's the New Jersey to Staten Island Bridge. Yeah, and even if it does take forever, obviously no one likes being stuck in traffic, but if they're doing maintenance work on bridges, that's something we should all, just like when they're checking your plane and the pilot comes on and says, hey, we have to delay for maintenance. I love when I hear people groan about that, because in my mind, I'm just thinking,
okay, you know what? We're fine. We're just going to get on the road.
Check all the things. Check all of them. I don't like being here longer than I have to, but I'd rather you check all the things. And they just finished did they finish the work on the West Seattle Bridge? Is that like actually open now?
Yeah. What do you mean? We've been driving over for a year.
Oh, I don't know. How often do I go to West Seattle? But that was something that was closed down for a while, again, for maintenance.
Here's the thing about bridges.
Yeah.
They're roads in the sky.
Yes.
And like, how do they just sit there with only certain beams?
Science? Math?
I don't trust it. Science is not real. We've learned that over the last few years.
So the irrational fear of bridges has now become rational.
Look at that.
Yes and no. Nara said, yes, the West Seattle Bridge is fixed. I do remember, didn't a piece just fall out of it? And there was like a hole?
Photo. It was like April 2020, and we're like, all right, great.
Yeah. But a little like chunk just fell out of the bridge.
There's just a hole to the ground.
And this is why we need to invest in infrastructure, everybody.
Pay your taxes.
This is where those taxes come in, Carla Marie.
I mean, you know what? How about they actually fix things with our tax money instead of paying these idiots to do a crappy job at running this country?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because our tax dollars pay their salaries.
Yes, that is very true. But our tax dollars don't pay their salaries as much as their big donors and friends promise them jobs after their political careers are over.
I think I'm going to become a politician for like a year, get some lobbying going on, get some...
Seems honestly like a pretty nice life. If you can, here's the thing.
Where do I get my health insurance from?
We always talk about like, boring things like morals and integrity. Ugh, right? I need to start selling my soul a little bit.
Seriously.
I think I've been too moral in my life. And where has it gotten me? Where am I? I need to sell my soul. I need to find the highest corporate donor, maybe big oil, maybe big pharma.
You know what's going to be sad?
I don't know.
When you make this turn and nobody wants to back you up.
That's my fear, honestly.
You're not bad enough.
Like, what if I don't have it in me, right? What if they look at me and they go, you're not evil. You're not a lizard person. We're not going to pay you. And then now I've tried to sell my soul.
But I guess at the end of the day, you're a good person then.
Yeah, but I tried to not be.
Just not.
Right? Like, that's the problem is, what if you try to sell your soul and you don't do it? Now you're a failure at both because you literally tried to be a bad person, so you're not a good person.
What big blank would back you up?
Oh man. I think maybe man, that's tough. Is like
I got nothing. Nobody will
because I
come.
don't have a car, so Big Oil's not gonna
We have a
come
car.
after me. You have a car.
It's in my name.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna say, I'm gonna say, hey, fossil fuel friends,
I couldn't do
triple
it.
F.
I don't think I could do it.
what if I start spreading some misinformation for you? And then they go, okay, well, what kind of car do you drive? And I go, well, funny thing, I don't have one yet. You should give me one.
I'll take
Maybe an old school Hummer.
Yeah.
You know, let me burn through that gas.
Room.
Yeah. Let me try to park that in the Trader Joe's parking lot.
I don't know.
Take up about 6 spots.
Yeah, big plastic's gonna come and back me up.
Oh, true. The fossil fuel is the plastic industry as well.
I don't know. You know how many times like brands will reach out to me about being paid to post about them on social media, and I'm like, no one would. I can't.
Like what?
Plastic cups company.
A plastic cup company
Yeah, I'm
actually
not-
reached out?
Yes, about party cups.
Do you think that's why, was it Kenny Chesney? That's why he wrote Red Solo Cup? Do you think the fossil fuel guys were like, Kenny, listen, bud, I get it, you're successful, but if you want money forever, join the club,
Yeah.
write a song about our cups, people will keep buying them, and, maybe you don't have to tour
Probably.
maybe you don't have to tour so often. Maybe No Shoes Nation becomes No Recycling Nation.
But here's the thing: he's tours very often.
It's every other year, right? Isn't that what he does? Isn't that his schedule?
Well,
or it's
he's
2
here
years
this
on.
year.
Or actually, I think it's 2 years on, 1 year off is his schedule.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was like,
Oh, is that Toby Keith? Okay, Toby Keith. Yeah, I don't know.
guy doesn't know country.
Wait, is Toby Keith dead?
Yeah, he died recently.
Maybe he tried to
like
leave
literally cancer.
I don't
On
know.
Bobby's show. Not when he was dying. Well, he was very sick on
Really?
Bobby's show.
Okay.
And was very open about having cancer, and then he died like a few weeks ago.
Oh wow, that one went right over my head. Red Solo Cup. So that's that guy.
Yeah.
I always thought that was Kenny Chesney. A lot of those songs sound very, very similar. So, like, who's the
That's genreist.
who's the driving down a dirt road? That's one of my favorite country songs.
Clearly, you don't know it.
Who's that guy?
That's not Jason Aldean, is
That's
it?
Jason Aldean.
No.
It's a
I
great
can't
song.
stand that guy.
Great song though.
Yeah.
Driving
Dirt
down-
Road Anthem.
Dirt Road.
We listened to
Anthem.
it so much on our road trip. Every time we went to a dirt road, someone was like, put it on.
Driving down a dirt road.
Anyway,
Something, listening to, I don't know, George Jones. I'm making up
are
words now.
you going to flip to being a bad guy?
Depends. What's the fossil fuel industry got for me?
A lot of
I need
money.
those fossil fuel finances from my fossil
Carly
fuel
Rae
friends.
Anthony show, powered by diesel.
There are commercials for gas stations that sometimes play on our podcast.
There are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like that's not.
It's because the way our advertising works for the podcast is normally in each podcast you'll get 1 or 2 ads that are read by us, host read ads, and then if maybe it's only 1 ad that week or the pre-roll or the post-roll, so the first ad or the one at the very end, those are basically based on an algorithm. Whatever service you're using, usually Spotify or Apple, will take all of your data and they'll say, well, we know we have this person. We know we have Justin who listens in New Jersey and he is this old and he lives in this part. He has this income. We're going to feed him this ad.
Yep.
And they'll do that for every single listener on a person by person
Everyone
basis.
gets like a different ad.
Mhm.
So sometimes people will reach out. We're like, well, we don't like. There's no way to even tell. There's no way for our company and like the back end of the system to really even look to see what ad you got served. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But while we're on the subject, PSA, we've recently learned if you skip the ads, we get 0 credit for having the podcast, basically.
And here's the thing. With our host read ads, for example, because the algorithmic ones, those really don't pay us almost, and it's like pennies every podcast. Skip them. It's fine. Don't care. The ones that we read, however, the way that those are sold is based on an impressions basis, right? So they are going to play that ad until it gets to however many impressions.
Yeah.
We get our fee for it, and then that run is over. So if you skip that ad, it's just going to come back until those impressions are
that
met.
Number, yeah.
However, if everyone listens to them the first like 2 days, there's a chance you might not hear ads the rest of the week, depending on how many people listen and don't skip. So that is kind of like a little hack.
We recently found out there's been some skipping going on.
Yeah, which is fine. Listen to whatever you want. Those are your ear holes.
I don't skip anymore.
You are the gatekeeper of your ear holes. Whatever you want to listen to, let it in. Whatever you don't, block it out. That's it.
Martha said, how often do you record ads? Do you mean how often do we record like new ones so that you're not hearing the same thing over and over again? Or I don't know the question.
Basically,
okay, that's what.
Who do we have this week?
Well,
the Highway Safety Administration.
Normally we do. I guess we don't really we don't really re-record ads. Think about it.
No.
But that is something we did have a conversation about last week, that if we're going to ask people to sit through them, we should spice them up a little bit. So,
yeah. So some clients will ask, and normally it's the agency, not the client itself. Some clients or agencies will ask for 2 or 3 versions of an ad, especially if they've signed on for, let's say, 3 months. They'll want 2 or 3 versions so they can alternate. Some of them are week-long campaigns, and they will send different copy, different bullet points for each week. Because let's say it's Every Plate or Factor. They might have different deals on a week-by-week basis. Whereas the National Highway Safety Administration, National
Highway NHTSA.
Yeah. Theirs is basically a don't text and drive message. Mm-hmm. So we can record 2 or 3 of those, they'll play that throughout.
But that's word for word. We can't.
Usually, yeah, that's just because it's so legal.
Are we snoozing here?
Oh, we can snooze for a second. Speaking of ads, we'll hold off on the ones here on Twitch. Which, again, Twitch does the same thing. They pay you based on how many people watch your ads. And this is the cool thing coming from radio. We didn't get paid because they have no way of tracking it on radio of how many people actually listen through ads, which is actually why they will put 8 to 12 minutes of ads in a row, because they've already sold that. They've essentially made their money from their clients. They'll pack as many in because they don't actually need to make sure that you are listening from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. However, the radio station does want you there, so you'll normally tease something going into a spot block. So you'll say, we have your dirty little secret coming up at 7:05, or your phone tap is on the way.
You're fined.
What?
Can't say that.
Why?
Dirty little secret.
Hey, you don't have...
I have headphones on.
Oh, okay. Did you not hear that?
I did.
So you did this, and you thought it was totally okay.
I heard it.
Anyway, one of the things that we learned that actually helps us with Twitch and whatnot is knowing when to play an ad and knowing to, invite your listeners to make sure they're back at the end of it. And there's a lot of things.
No one remembers what happened 9 minutes ago.
No, and that's why in radio it doesn't make sense. And that's why here you'll probably never get a break more than 4 minutes.
AMS said, wait, so when I listen to Elvis's show on the iHeart podcast app, is that podcast ads or radio ads? If you are listening to a rerun of Elvis's show, so like the on-demand version, I believe this isn't 100%. This isn't Bible because I don't work there anymore. Those should be podcast ads. If you are listening live to Elvis's show on C100, Q102, Y100, wherever you're listening live, those would be radio or stream ads. They actually can pinpoint. They actually can sell different things. And
the one thing, and this is going to be where radio puts most of their effort, if they're not doing it already, is you also have ads that are both. You would call them a live read. So oftentimes Elvis, before going into a commercial with pre-recorded ads, will have a sheet in front of him with his bullet points of the client that is getting that live read, and they'll literally do it live. those will normally not be cut out of the podcast. They'll be placed in the podcast, and
That's
the
called
client,
baked in ad.
yeah, and the client is paying more for that because that will live in that podcast forever. Whereas the ones that are plugged into a podcast, the ads that are just placed in there afterwards, those can be swapped out over time. So,
Twoon just said, I grew up on Elvis Belvita reads. I
Oh
also
my
grew
God.
up on Elvis Belvita biscuits.
the amount of Belvita biscuits that I have eaten, and I'm not trying to crap on them. They like sustained me for years.
Yes. And what's funny is, for the longest time, there was such a struggle because people really thought he was saying Velveeta,
Yeah.
like the cheese. But then when people realized he was saying Belvita biscuits, everyone's like, so it's like a Pillsbury biscuit? Like you bake it? No, it's a Nature Valley bar.
So we had to change it to Belvita breakfast biscuits,
It was
which still didn't differentiate it
Belvita
enough.
breakfast bar. I don't know why.
But they didn't want to be a bar. They didn't want to be thought of as like a Nutri-Grain or a Quaker Oats. Remember the Chewy bars? The amount of Chewy
Those
bars my
got me
mom
through
bought
high
me.
school.
Well, yeah, in middle school and high school, my mom would buy the boxes and
And they're
boxes
so
of those
narrow.
from Costco.
It's a sugar stick.
Back in the day, Price Club in New Jersey. And they were, this is where things just get nuts in the food industry, is they were like kind of advertised as a healthy breakfast option. And then you break it down and it is literally a candy bar.
It was. I used to have like 3 of them before cheerleading practice.
It's quite literally a candy bar, because we had the ones that had M&Ms in them, chocolate chips.
M&Ms, yeah, they all had different flavors.
Oh, man.
Oh, they still exist. Now they got them dipped in chocolate.
Oh, don't forget, Z from NYC said, don't forget Tate's cookies.
Oh, Tate's were so good.
But Tate's was cool because that was a local, and listen, Belvita was also cool.
But
They
Tate's
didn't-
was,
And for the record, neither of those companies paid us at all. So it's not like I'm saying
Okay.
this because we owe them anything.
well, these bars are small, but they're actually not that bad.
Maybe
And-
not anymore. What do we got?
100 calories for 1 bar.
Okay.
Kind of a lot. Total fat is 3.5 grams. Carbs, 17. For what it is, it's
Yeah.
small. That's why. And then sugars, 1 gram.
So here's what we are going to do. Let's take our
S'mores.
little break here. I also can't complain about the Chewy bars because my favorite thing in the morning was Pop-Tarts s'mores.
Toasted.
The best Pop-Tart of all time. Now, if you are buying a Pop-Tart from a vending machine like I used to do in high school and you don't know if you're going to be able to heat it up, go with the strawberry. Strawberry frosted.
Yeah, because the s'mores is only good heated.
Exactly.
Heated it up. Heat up. Heat it up.
But the strawberry,
What?
good in either way. Heat it up or heat it up.
What?
Warmed up.
Warmed up.
Toasted or cold. Either way, it's fine. Room temperature, not cold, obviously. All right, let's take our little break. We will be back in a second, and I already got
Kudos.
the
bars.
words on the screen thing set up.
Oh, wow.
Look at me being an adult and preparing things.
Did you drool onto your beard? Ew.
No,
Ew, there was
Prob-
drool on it.
it wasn't drool. It's probably water from earlier. All right, here we go.
Run Like a Husky. I love Bobos. The chocolate chip ones are my fave. They're so expensive though.
Uh-oh.
drab.
Wouldn't have even thought of that one, honestly.
Oh, I didn't see it. I thought I was so smart. Thing starts with an A with these letters.
Guess not.
Arab. No.
Nope, there's not a face. If this game had Arab and beard in it, it would have been very... A bed.
What is a bed? I mean, I know what a bed is, but...
Let's see, got 2 more.
It's an archaic.
Debar. Is that like if you're debarring a lawyer? For the record, apparently you can play this on like a TV.
Oh, fun.
Because if you use a QR code, you could do a little family party.
That's fun.
Yeah. Are we going? Oh, bam! Got it. Huh.
Apparently a bed means lying in bed.
All right, let's get back here. Okay. Oh, there we go. Welcome back. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
What if we did rejoins like radio? Because we've been doing a lot of.
It's the Carla Marie and Anthony show. Bum, 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 bum.
But first, don't forget the iHeartRadio Music Awards are coming up on Fox
Next year. Buy your tickets now.
The iHeartRadio Music Awards presented by Capital One Records and Macy's. I don't know. Capital One is not.
The Macy's iHeartRadio Rising Star.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's so fun, though, to be honest, to be able to make fun. I know that there were people in radio and still make fun of the fact that all of those things happen.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But it's so fun not being like the darlings. And
we
being
were
able-
part of it.
But we didn't make fun of it live on the radio.
We found our ways.
No.
But there, I did actually like breaking down all of the way that this industry works. And I do think, because I know they do really well when people post like the how much this YouTube video made for me. I actually watched one of those the other day, and granted, it was someone who had like 10 million views on a video. So you get to that level and you are going to make a decent amount of money. But he broke down how in the first 24 hours, that video made him something like $9,000, which you go, oh, well, 10 million views. I feel like you should be paid more than that. But then he went over the life of the video, and it was, it had paid him like almost 6 figures.
Okay,
Something
well, here's
crazy
what's
like
crazy. I have a current video on TikTok that has over 1.6 million views, and I haven't made a penny.
Yeah, TikTok and Instagram do not pay well.
It's wild.
There was another similar video that I watched. It was a Instagram influencer who talked about a video that popped off for them. It got a couple million views. And they have like a paid account, not a paid account, whatever it's called, where
I'll tell you right now.
you can make my creator account. And they made something like $2.40 off of it.
Yeah, my where is it? So Instagram for a year ago or so would to incentivize creators to post Instagram Reels opposed to going to TikTok. They paid you a decent amount of money. I was making just a couple $100 just by posting videos, which was nice. I forgot it existed. It was good, whatever. Jake was doing the same thing. It was awesome. Then they were like, hey, by the way, we're ending this program. But they still have it where
It was a Reels bonus is what it was called.
Now it's approximate earnings on ads. I don't understand where they run. I don't know if it's an ad that would go before my video, after my video. I've never seen it on anyone's.
Well, now they have ads that pop up on the bottom as you watch a video. Have you seen those? Do you get those on your Instagram?
So my approximate earnings from 1 week in March is 62 cents.
Yeah. No, and we're not posting as creators who need to make their money through that.
Right.
Obviously, if that's what you're getting paid for, you'd make way more.
But you know what? Don't even pay me.
But that's actually one of the reasons they don't pay a lot per video, because they want the creators who are looking to make that their living to post as many videos as possible. right? It's all a game at the end of the day.
100%.
Just like it was a game when Instagram was paying people to make regular people. It's not like you have to be a big influencer of some sort.
Yeah.
They were paying regular people to make videos because all they wanted you to do was make content for their platform and not for TikTok, which was taking over at the time. It's all a game. None of them actually care about making their creators money. They just want the creator to help advertise for them the same way we do for Twitch, right? How many people outside of our families, because that's number one, but how many people outside of our families wouldn't ever be on Twitch if we didn't promote it as often as we did on the radio and after the radio?
Yeah, a lot of these people.
You know, actually, that's a great poll. Were you using Twitch? How do I do a poll here again?
Oh my God.
What happened?
Seattle Cocktail Club said, not show related. I just bought it. Can we talk about what
No,
it
not
is?
yet. Not yet.
It will benefit us, which is exciting.
Okay, AMS said I only use Twitch to watch your show. Amanda, I wouldn't in regards to would you actually be on Twitch if we weren't here? So we've done advertising for Twitch. Now, granted, Twitch is a different system where you guys can subscribe to our channel and we can make money directly that way. Which, going back to the ads that we played earlier, you're not getting the ads if you're subscribed normally, which means we don't get paid, but because you subscribed, we do get $2.50 from your subscription. So it's all a game, just piecing all these little things together.
Cool. Oh, Jess says she follows way too many Twitch channels.
That's good.
Love that, though.
Run like a husky. I'm only on Twitch for you guys. I wouldn't be on Twitch if it wasn't. Hey, Twitch, are you hearing this, Twitch? We got you by the balls, Amazon.
Yeah.
And we'll leave whenever we want.
The Bezos balls, they're downtown. Full of plants.
And this is, we were talking to the content kittens. So that would be, Erica, Ricky, Jake, Jan. And we were talking about just a lot of them are still, 3 of them are still in radio. 3 of us are out of radio. And the ones in radio at iHeart specifically, they're dealing with, there's rounds of layoffs that have been going on. And I keep telling them, I said, this is why use what you have now, the platform that this big company is giving you, use it to move people to another platform. Because you never know. Amazon might come in and buy iHeart and say, we're firing everybody. Like nothing is promised. So,
and then we'd have radio stations because we're on Twitch.
I'm sure Amazon would come to us first. They should though. Like someone like Dr. Disrespect isn't going to be doing a radio show.
What the fuck is that?
It's a very big game. Dr. Disrespect. Does anyone know how many viewers? He might not even be on Twitch anymore. I think he might just be
But yes,
on YouTube.
One thing that we learned a very long time ago is that even with something like Instagram could close tomorrow and we would lose our accounts. You'd lose your access to everyone. So something like a newsletter is super important because we have access to you unfiltered, like no one in between. We have that list.
It's all
of
about
names.
the emails.
So
It's all about those emails.
All about, and the phone numbers now.
Are people doing phone numbers?
I get text from everything, which is annoying, but also it works. Like the click-through rate for text is way more than emails right now.
Interesting.
And it's like a hard push for businesses, but I'm like, that's so personal.
Yeah, I don't like
but
it.
I kind of want to text people and be like, we're live.
I would never just text and say we're live. If there was a special show that we had been telling people like, hey, we are going to remind you, sign up for the reminders, that's different. But I would never get to a point where every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday we were texting people. Never.
I have a business that texts me every day.
Who?
I'm not going to put them on blast.
What's his name? You are okay getting texts from a business every day.
I'll probably turn it off, but it's
Are you waiting for a sale? Like what are they texting you? You up? Morning, babe. What are they texting you?
just that there's new things available.
Like what kind of things?
I'm not.
What industry is it?
Small business. That's why.
Okay. I'm not saying that this small business is doing anything bad. I'm just wondering what is in it for you. Unless, do you know the person?
Yes.
Oh, that's different. What's his name? Or what's her name?
I don't respond.
Drown You Out said, I think I know who it is. Can we wait? So the person in this business, it's a
not
small
person-
business.
Yeah.
Do you know the person who runs it?
Stop. You're making.
No, do you? Yes or no? Because I'd love to talk to them.
Yes.
I think we should have them on the show because they could tell people to
Yeah,
sign up.
I mean, they would.
And they can explain kind of how they use that system.
Yeah, I
Maybe
would
we learn from them.
I'm going to ask.
There's a lot of small business owners here that
That's
watch.
true. No, it's not personal. Like, hey, Carla Marie, don't forget, go buy my stuff today.
Don't forget,
It's
wash your
automated.
ass.
It's
I don't know. So it's not a personal text, but you get it every day. And is
almost
it
there.
like,
It's not. It's very often.
okay, what kind of business is it? What do they sell? Is it a dentist? What are we talking about here?
It would be equivalent to the Roosevelts, but
So
not
a
the
clothing brand.
No.
That's what the Roosevelts are.
Like new drops, new things is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like alerting you, not just like,
Is it
hey,
your pea cloth?
no. Can we move on?
Okay, we'll move on.
Oh, no. It's not the beach waiver drowning you out.
Does it rhyme with speech saver? That's great. I was wondering why that word was in there.
I don't get beach waiver text, but I've definitely signed up, so that's weird.
Oh, Matt's in here. Matt
I
said,
messaged-
thanks for checking in with Baltimore folks. I know I appreciate it.
I messaged him on Instagram, but I didn't see it because it was right before we went live, so I'm glad to see you in here, Matt.
And Matt, you're still, I'm assuming, still in Baltimore. Did you get a message back from him?
No, that's why I
Okay.
just said I was glad to see you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he might have messaged me. I'm not, texting right now.
Does Matt want to give us some, I don't know, like on-the-ground info from Baltimore? Ooh, Lenny from Queens. Is it a lingerie line? It's a good question. Let's see. I'm just going to wait for Matt's response here.
Not laughing.
Okay, Matt's
at
all
Matt,
good,
okay.
thankfully. Yeah, it's weird when we have to transition from whatever the hell we were just talking about to something much more serious, obviously. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm seeing, that the ship crashed into the bridge because apparently it was losing power. So
Why
maybe the
didn't they call
navigation.
someone?
That's the crazy thing. The second they had an issue, they should have called.
But then what did they do? Send a helicopter in and a net to pull it back?
No, but you closed the bridge, which I guess there was a Mayday call at one point. So there were
Like
less.
they do the
Not an SOS. There's probably a
Morse
radio
code?
to
If they
someone.
have no power.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, they did
And
reduce
they did
traffic.
reduce traffic. Yeah.
Reduce traffic? Who's making that call to go over the... Like, we're only going to let some people on it.
Maybe by the time they had shut it down, there were already people on there. I don't know. Because it is like we were saying earlier, it is a long bridge. So even though you're shutting
Also,
down
the
traffic,
bridge fell on the ship. So there's people on that ship.
usually, and I'm not trying to minimize the people who are on the ship. Usually there's not as many people as you would expect on those cargo ships.
know.
There's like 4 or 5 people, and it's falling on cargo containers normally.
Oh, there were construction people working on the
Oh,
bridge.
that's shitty. Okay, if you watch the video, it doesn't look like there was a lot of time. They lost power, it came back, and they lost power again. And I'm not trying to put blame on anyone.
No.
Because we don't have any of the information. I do hope that when all the investigations are over, honest investigations, I'm hoping it's not some weird regulation that someone tried to avoid.
Door plug?
Huh?
Like a door plug?
A door plug or, something like that. I'm just hoping it was a freak thing, 1 in a million chance, and it's an unfortunate.
It's like is what I said. It's final destination. Like, what are the odds that they lose power in the harbor at a bridge? Like,
Yeah. And then I guess Matt, and I think Dana's in Maryland too, right? I saw Dana in Maryland. Are people even going to work today? Not in terms of everyone's so sad, but
how do you get there?
yeah, I can imagine that congestion is terrible today because that's a main artery that people are trying to take back and forth. Are people that can stay home for work just saying, screw it, I'm not going to deal with traffic today until people figure this out?
Dana said there are 2 other ways.
Okay. What?
My arm is twitching.
But it will be awful for traffic.
Okay. Well,
Man, that is crazy.
glad you guys are safe.
Yes, for real. And
Um,
anytime you have updates, feel free to jump in here. Let us know. What was that?
Matt said there are 3 other ways, and Dana said, trust Matt.
Okay.
Not her.
2 tunnels on the other side of the Beltway. Okay, so maybe, hopefully, because that is not for people going to work, but for kids getting to school, it's important, and for emergency services. You want to make sure that there are still easy ways for those people specifically, and most importantly, especially now, to get around. Perfect. Okay.
I wrote 2 things down to discuss today.
We didn't even get to those, did we?
No.
Go for it. What do you got?
So I talked about this the other day. So my niece's wedding is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And as we enter the wedding reception, we each have a partner, and we're at the bridal party, and we're talking about what to do when we walk in. I never met this guy. Me and Joey, we're partners. Okay. I decided, and
is that who's texting you every morning?
Yeah. We decided that we are going to do champagne guns.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to hide them because I don't think the venue will approve of a ginormous champagne on a gun. Now, I'm not...
Nothing like a little concealed carry before a wedding, Carla Marie.
And I'm not going to go in like... It's like squirty squirt. Remember they were at Alex's wedding? When my friend Alex...
Oh, so it's not like you're like popping champagne like a rap video.
No, it's almost like a squirt.
Okay.
So we haven't figured out yet. They got delivered to my parents yesterday. Got them at Walmart. I'm going to get us some champagne. I don't fully know how it works. And there's no, I guess I could buy a cheap bottle of champagne and test it out first, tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it on the show on Thursday.
With who? Yourself?
Yeah, just squirt it. You can get champagne for $3.
Yeah, all right, go
I'll
for
do
it.
Martinelli's. And then, but I don't know, we're going to just walk in and shoot champagne in people's mouths?
You could, yeah.
But, okay, so that's what we've decided. However, after witnessing the tizzy that this has caused in the bridesmaids group chat.
What? Oh, the entrances?
I have 100% officially decided I'm never letting this happen at my wedding.
The introductions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we've always said it's kind of just get out there.
Yeah.
But after that, it's a hard no.
Because
there's panic. Well, I want to ride in on a bike and a scooter, but my partner doesn't want to.
Was that a real thought?
And then my niece, the bride, is like, well, the floor is white, so I don't think they're going to let you ride things on the floor.
No tires.
Then my sister's like, well, I got fake champagne bottles, and I pop it, and it's confetti. I'm like, bro, what? You can't send confetti all over.
Why not?
Well, we're going to do fake money. I said, you do realize they have their first dance right after this. There's going to be shit everywhere.
But they're going to have a smoke machine.
No,
probably.
they won't.
No? You don't think they're going to have a smoke machine?
I don't think so.
The smoke machine, and if you're not at a New York, New Jersey wedding, maybe, or a Florida wedding, maybe you've never seen it. But I believe it was at maybe my cousin's wedding. The smoke machine or the fog machine, whatever you want to call it, does make the first dance pictures look great. But when you're watching it in person, it's kind of hilarious, depending on how they do it. Because at the wedding that I'm thinking of, there was a guy who had this smoke machine on wheels, and he was kind of just moving it around. Have one? Maybe, I don't remember. But
then someone else was like, I'm gonna come in with a bubble gun.
Oh, that's what Juan just said, bubble machine.
No, because then the floor is all slippery.
Yeah, that's soap. That's
and
dangerous.
It was like, well, my partner doesn't want to do this. And then someone said, well, my partner and I, we're gonna switch outfits before we go out there. I'm like,
wear a dress.
He's gonna put on her dress. She's gonna put on his suit.
Are they similar sizes?
I don't know.
Because I can only imagine if a bridesmaid tried to put one of their dresses on me.
You'd probably fit mine.
I don't know about that.
It'd be open a little bit in the back.
A little bit.
But do you remember at my sister's wedding, my niece Alyssa and her partner Angelo came running out. She was holding his pants, and he literally ran out in his underwear.
I do vaguely remember that, yeah. But they were also dating at the time. Were they not?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's not like a random doing that.
And she's not doing this, so I could say it.
Okay.
So my niece's fiance is a cop.
Yes.
And then her sister, Krista, is also dating a cop. Krista was like, what if I come out with an F the police flag as a joke? And she's like, get it? Because Gab, F's the police. And we're like, no, dude, what the fuck?
Too soon.
What is happening?
It would be funny if everyone understood it right away. But I feel like at a North Jersey Italian wedding, I don't know if a lot of people would think that was funny.
No. And then
Because no one loves cops more than North Jersey Italians and cops themselves.
facts. But we were like, no. And she's like, well, I'm the maid of honor. I have to do something better than you guys. And I was like, bro, then think on your own. You're the youngest person here. You have the freshest brain. Figure it out.
Just walk down the freaking thing. Let it be. So here's my problem. And it's not even the amount of thought and ridiculousness that goes into these introductions. Hopefully you're having a good time as you do that. When you take your champagne gun, God bless you. Enjoy yourself. If you
I'm going
got
to squirt you.
bubbles or confetti or F the police anti-Blue Lives Matter flags, whatever, I don't know what flags you would have. But my problem is everyone else has to stand there and do this.
Yeah, but we're coming out to a good song.
For like what seems like forever. You're just like,
Well, yeah, there's a lot of us.
yeah, how many? Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the balcony. Are you guys coming down from a balcony?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been here.
Those are always good. The stairs are always make me nervous.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The kids,
The
11.
mailman said, "I'm old, but all of this sounds like what the young people would call doing too much." It's 100% sure.
I think there's 11 entrances and then the bride and groom.
So there's 11 couples. 22 people are going to
That's
walk
including
down.
the ring bearer and the
Oh,
other girl.
that's the one I'd cancel immediately. So
It's
anno-
Michael and Adriana.
So annoying. What is there going to be? One of them's going to be in a wagon or something, and it's going to take 14 minutes for them to get down because Michael's not going to want to run in front of a bunch of people. Adriana's going to go the wrong way.
There's a wagon. There is a wagon.
Exactly.
But I think we might be Nick's in the wagon and they're just going to walk.
Oh, nothing. Nothing says efficiency like having a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old walk in front of a crowd of people. Get out of here with that nonsense. Get out of here. I'd rather you put them in a carpet and roll them down. Just, get him out of here. It's nonsense. Shenanigans. Who's going to walk who down? Like, you think Michael, on his own, he's what, 3 years old now?
3.5.
Oh, sorry. 3.5. This makes, he'll be fine. He's totally going to be responsible enough.
He's 40-something months old. Figure it out.
Stupid. Yeah, listen, Vicky's got it right. They should come out on a kid motorized cart or something. Doesn't he have a little
a car.
vroom that he can go down on?
A car that they both could go in? I don't think so.
You strap the wagon to it. At least put some danger in there. Let's spice this thing up a little bit.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know. But all I do know is that we weren't telling the bride because we wanted to like surprise her with each entrance. And then she was like, guys, I'm last. I'm not going to see anything.
Oh, yeah.
So now she's involved. And she's just like, no, no, no.
All right, well, I guess we'll see what happens with
You have
all
to film.
the
Can you
entrances.
film the entrances?
I will film and time the children walking down by themselves.
Well, no, you're not filming. You're talking about the aisle or the entrance into the reception.
The entrance into the reception.
Okay, that won't be an aisle. That'll be like a
Whatever, the runway that you guys are going to have between all the tables when everyone's going like this.
Can you get it? I have an idea. I have an idea.
What?
I'm just gonna give it to someone.
Oh, for an entrance. What do we got?
Air horn. Or megaphone.
It's gonna be loud enough.
Yeah, but if you have one of those megaphones, ooh, you just yell. That's gonna be my backup because I'm nervous about these champs. Because guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna spill it all over my dress.
Let's see. It's Meg, not Megan. Said last wedding I was in, I did a finger gun dance into the reception. We didn't want to do much. Good. You shouldn't. You know why? It's not about you. Get down there. Let the bride and groom get in so we can all eat.
I know, and
That's the most annoying part is like you're looking at your food or your drink usually, waiting for these people.
no,
Yeah? Or it's going to come out right afterwards?
no, because then you have first dance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking Alex because
We should also make a rule, and I know a lot of weddings now, you know, the first dance goes on for about a minute, and then they invite all the couples out to, like,
No.
dance with them.
I don't know that people do that anymore.
Oh, man, because a lot of those dances are way too long.
No, they just do like 1 minute. Now it's the groom and the mom, bride and the dad. Yeah.
Let's keep it moving here. Okay. It is time for us to get out of here. Carla Marie's got a flight to catch because tomorrow's the rehearsal?
Yes. Hold on.
What are you texting?
I'm texting champagne gun expert.
Oh.
My friend Alex.
Okay.
Wait, there was something I was going to say about entrances. Oh, at my sister's wedding, I had no idea this was happening. My brother, who is like the lamest person I know, and I say that, and he knows that. I said that with all the love. Him and Gabriella, who's about to get married, were partners.
Okay.
And I'm like, what are they going to do? Like, ooh, 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 whatever. Okay, as they walk out. That's fine. That's normal. I don't know this. My brother and Gabriella, all thanks to him, have a whole entrance. They're wearing, what were they?
They came out to the D-Generation X music. So they had the bandanas and they were doing Suck It.
Suck It as they walked out.
That, because I was always a big D-Generation X fan.
Yes.
That was my favorite thing that I've seen at a wedding.
My brother was the only person that was allowed to change their song for the entrance for the wedding. We all come out for Gabs. We're all coming out to the same song.
Okay, so your
and
brother...
Ashley's wedding, it was all the same song, but the DJ was allowed to play the Suck It song.
Did your brother pay for a lot of the wedding?
I don't know.
Is that why
my sister was like,
he was able to do whatever he wanted?
So,
okay. It is time for us to get out of here, but there was one question. Someone asked if we are... Run Like a Husky said, are you not flying together? We are not, and that's because Carla Marie has to go early for the rehearsal dinner.
You got to practice.
Which normally I would also go for.
Yes.
But I'm staying in New Jersey longer than Carla Marie is because my friend is getting married the following weekend. So Carla Marie's niece is getting married on Friday. The following Saturday, a week and a day later, my friend Robbie is getting married.
So we had to do some puzzle piecing just for life. It didn't make sense for both of us to be there that long, have a cat sitter. So luckily, we have a friend actually staying at our house for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Because timing, we're not going to get to hang out with them, but they're going to be in town.
They'll be watching the cats.
So we have cat sitter. I literally only had to have a friend stop by for a day and a half to take care of the cats. So it worked out. Sucks that I can't be there at that second wedding, but just what we got to do. Wedding season.
There's a lot of weddings this
After
year.
this, we take a good break for the summer.
Yeah, but then we get hit with a bunch in the fall and the winter.
4.
Yeah, which, listen, weddings are fun. At the end of the day, we can complain a lot, whether it's a destination wedding, whether it's this or that, or it's a New Jersey crazy wedding or a Washington wedding, whatever. At the end of the day, they're all fun. And that's the thing I think everyone has to remember. Just have a good time. You don't need a air horn champagne gun with a kid strapped to your back on a wagon. Just go have a good time.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Next show, you'll see Carla Marie in
New Jersey.
I'll be here. Then we'll switch spots. But, of course, don't forget, there is a new episode of the Morning Show podcast. It was labeled Monday for some reason.
Sorry for the jump scare.
But it is indeed Tuesday. And I'm just happy that Carla Marie made that mistake because normally it's me making the mistake with the intros. So thankfully, Carla Marie took this one. But we are out of here. Thank you for hanging. See you on Thursday. Oh, didn't go. There we go.